What's going on, guys? We are back in the garage today with my Jeep after we put the rear axle back in it. The U-joints on my rear drive shaft are one wide open throttle away from falling off and damaging the whole drive shaft. So I am going to get my rear drive shaft out while Jared is at work, and we are going to take it to a shop by the name of Certified Powertrain so we can have new U-joints put on it, and hopefully it'll be ready to go for when we leave for Kansas Rocks for Memorial Day weekend. Okay, so in the case of my front bolts here, where it goes to the transfer case, in my situation, they are a 12. Now, this used to be an Adams drive shaft. When I did the 5.5-inch metal cloak lift, I did Adams drive shafts front and rear. And when we did the Hemi and the 8-speed swap, the rear drive shaft had to be shortened, which was also done by Certified Powertrain. So that's why it is going back to Certified Powertrain to have the U-joints replaced. Now, in the case of the bolts on the rear here, where it goes into the pinion, on my Jeep, they are 9/16. So I'm going to take you guys along with me and get this all dropped out. Oh, there, you caught me. Okay. What size is this? 9/16. Normally, what would be done is somebody would be under here taking these off, and then you would have somebody else up in the Jeep putting the transfer case into neutral and back into gear so you can turn this more easily. And again, like I said, these are 9/16 on my Jeep. Yours may be different. I probably could have used, can I find a ratcheting 9/16? Probably not. It's pretty common size for a lot of our projects. Ooh, that one wasn't even tight. Oh my goodness. That's scary. Good thing I only drove this like 3 times for a total of like 15 miles. So I wonder if you guys can hear me very well because I just magnetically stuck the microphone to my skid plate here. Why do I have, wow. Oh, Jesus, that wasn't even tight either. What the crap? That's super scary because I drive like a maniac. But on the rear here, you have U-bolts that go over the end cap to keep the drive shaft connected to the back of your pinion. So I got those out, and then we are going to move over to the transfer case side. I don't know what that plug is, so just ignore that. Okay, so as I mentioned, the front of my drive shaft, the 4 bolts are a 12. I don't remember what that is for, but these are typically why you want somebody up in the Jeep putting it in neutral and then putting it back into gear so you can spin the drive shaft. And I've got to remember which way it goes. Urgh. Okay, so I'm down to the last bolt. Got all other 3 out. This is kind of a pain because of my skid plate. If I didn't have the skid plate, I could come in here and just pull down and get these off a lot quicker. The other thing too that is being a pain in the butt is this. So when I'm pushing down on these bolts to get them loose, my left shoulder is touching this, and this is fiberglass. So yeah, this is awesome. I don't think most people will have this problem, but yeah. So I'm down to the last bolt. Get myself back in my hole. Okay. Oh, I didn't get the hardware. Dang. Anyway, we did get new U-bolts to hold it onto the pinion. I did not grab the bolts that go into the back of the transfer case though, so okay. So I'm gonna do the transfer case side first. That way this side is in because I got to get up there and put it into neutral, spin the tires, and then I'm gonna have to get the jack. Anyway, so let's go ahead, let's get this going. We also Loctite the packages. We Loctite the ones that go into the transfer case with a blue Loctite, which I had to go and grab at Fleet Farm. Uh-oh, why is there already stuff out of here? Do you all see this? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, so I got these over here. Okay. So I've got to put I have the front on and okay, so each U-bolt comes with a lock washer and just a nut. And they literally go around the caps and go into these slots in the pinion. There. Okay. Ow. So again, each side is going to get a lock washer and a nut. All right. Can I set up to do this? Kind of. Could probably use a ratcheting wrench on these. I'm not going to try and find one though. So there's that. Okay, that's probably close enough to how my husband does it. Okay, so that's it. As long as you don't have skids, and then your exhaust wrapped, this is actually a pretty easy switch that, as long as you have the tools to be able to do, you can do. So I'm going to get everything out from underneath my Jeep. I'm gonna go wash my hands, and I'm gonna go see if the vibration that I had is gone. So I'll be back. Alright guys, so went and test drove my Jeep up to the grocery store to get dinner for Wednesday when Jared gets back home, and the vibration is gone. So that is good. The front end still feels loose, so I'm sure the tie rod and the drag link need to be straightened. We do also have to replace all of the joints in the rear on the R-Tech ends, and then the third link from Rock Crawler, so that'll be done probably after we get back from Kansas Rocks for Memorial Day weekend. But if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment down below. Definitely check us out on Patreon. That supports us in a tangible way to be able to get out and still do trips and help you guys with DIY videos. And definitely check out our merch, link in the description below. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.